What's up, everyone? Drew, aka Catching Rockets here. I hope everybody had a good day today. Pretty wild with the news. Voice is doing a little bit better. Coughing's doing a little bit better, but I'm going to apologize in advance. I'm probably going to be coughing in your ears. Not really much I can do about it. It's with the current mic setup I have. Muting takes too long. I don't normally share in this format, but this is my day today. So I had a good day. I literally just took a trade right now. And that's why I started like a minute late, was because after I got filled at my profit target, I had like a brain aneurysm and I couldn't think. And I was looking for like where to launch my stream. Excuse me. Sorry, everybody. Actually, let me grab a cough drop really quick. Okay, sorry, everybody. Before I say this, well, Cisco's already in there, but if anybody in Shorty's Discord wants access, basically, I'm mentoring two friends of mine, and so I started up a Discord, and just started. I decided I was going to just open it up to where everybody could watch me mentor my friends. And the only thing is like you won't be able to join in on the conversation as far as like voice chat. But you could technically ask questions in the text chat if you wanted to. But the voice chat is just limited to the two of them. But you can watch it all live, or you can watch the replays if you want to. So if anybody's interested, let me know. Sorry. My voice was doing better until I went live, and now it's sucking. So news blew every plan out of the water. Excuse me. Thank you, Jumpman. As always, excuse me. If you're into, my gosh, I can't even talk. If you are into crypto, make sure that you go and give Jumpman, aka Crypto Plebs, a follow. Puts out really good content. And when I say this, I don't just like randomly promote anybody's YouTubes. I actually, look at their channels, vet them, make sure that it's content that I think is valuable and that I agree with. And so if I'm talking about it, basically it has my stamp of approval, whatever that might mean to you. But there's a link to his channel. I highly recommend him if you're into crypto. Anyway, I hope everybody did good today. It was pretty wild. Just a heads up for everybody, I don't have any option setups for today. When we get a move like this, it kind of just invalidates what I look at when I'm looking for setups on options. Excuse me. Sorry, everybody. I could be wrong, but I feel like this is all basically just trap people, get retail feeling bullish again, and then going and, reversing on them and selling off. But again, that's a theory. Could be wrong. Right now, I normally do this after, but we're just kind of sideways. The reason I want to show this is on ES, at least, we're at the June POC, July value area low, and September value area low. So this is a huge level that obviously we could break, but I think this might be the point where we reverse from. And as of right... My gosh, I'm sorry. That came on so quick I couldn't even turn my head. As of right now, we've tapped it. And now, here we were making new, higher highs, higher lows, so on and so forth. On the way up, tapped it. And then they started making... Excuse me, sorry. Lower lows. My gosh, I completely messed that up. Lower highs, lower lows, so on and so forth. That might be an equal high. It's kind of pretty close. Yeah. So these are equal highs, these two candles. But it looks like we got some pretty decent selling pressure coming in. Just for the record, I would 100% short this if I was paying attention when we tap this. I know Money Matters in Keenan's Discord was short right around there. But I wasn't at my computer. I was busy, I think, eating. But I did take a short right here. Right here. I would love to hear, and it was a scalp. I knew that I wasn't going to get a ton of points. I didn't need much, but I got exactly what I wanted, so it was perfect. With all of that said, let's just start charting SPY. For the people that were a part of the mentor group last night, I would love feedback if you guys have any. Safe to say, though, that for a lot of people, we might be starting out pretty slow, but we're really starting, kind of at ground zero. And then from there, things will build up pretty quickly once the person that I'm mentoring is on board. See, and as of now, again, this is all news. So we have a capital B for our profile with the POC at the bottom. Most of our volume was trading down here. News came in, we ripped. But there's not a lot of volume up here compared to down here. Okay. We can draw SIGs on the last 3 days. Oh, why did I short? So when I took the short, if you can see, like, the developing POC is here. At the time, the developing POC was right at 55.17. And we kept, like we have a major selling tail here, another selling tail here, and then it was just selling tail, selling tail, selling tail. They kept coming up and tapping 20. And I noticed when we were down here, so just to like really, really be specific, this would not be the place to short, right? We're at the bottom of the range for right now. And we would expect them to bounce and come back up. And we're looking for a lower low, to get into the trade. We don't want them to make an equal high or a higher high. And because we had the developing POC here, I shorted right there at 55.17. I don't remember where my take profit level was. I can tell you guys in just a second. Mm-hmm. 5509.50. So I closed right here. Well, sorry, actually on this candle. I closed right there. And basically I kind of talk about this, but like this is a strong low. But I figure since now at this point where we're making, new lower highs, lower lows, that we would probably end up breaking through it. But I closed a little bit above it just in case we didn't quite make it below. And then now, we're still going down and making new lower lows. So basically all it was top of our developing volume profile. And we kept rejecting from there. And I figured here after we made a new lower low, we wouldn't make it back up to the top of the range. So I shorted the POC. And then to really explain what I was doing, I was like $350 away from passing another top step combine. So I was just looking for a trade where I could make about $360. So that's what I did. Samurai, if you're talking about the one-on-one Discord, you would have to DM me. It looks like some new people have joined from Shorty's Discord. I talked about this at the beginning of this live, but I'm doing mentorships with two of my friends, and I decided to open it up to where people can join and watch me mentor my friends. And basically, we're really starting at basics, and we'll eventually go all the way to advanced. And it's really just like the steps I go through when I mentor people. And so if anybody in Shorty's Discord is interested in joining that, it's completely free for you guys. For anybody that's not in Shorty's Discord, there is a fee. So if that's something you're interested in watching, and then every session that I do is recorded, and there's a private link to it on YouTube, so you can go back and watch all of them. We did the first one last night. We're going to do another one tonight. And I'm going to be pretty... tonight's going to be pretty basic. Like, I'm going to be going through really like market structure, how to calculate measured moves, things like that. And a lot of it is going to be repetition as well. Because I'm literally taking a person that has not taken a single trade yet, and or I should say two people that haven't taken a single trade yet. I'm taking them from, being like a complete noob all the way to hopefully being successful, profitable traders. But, I can't guarantee that part because that's all up to the psychology and whether or not, they learn to accept their risk when they take trades. All right. Back to our SIGs. And I apologize if I'm like smacking my lips into the mic, but it's probably way better than me coughing constantly. And just a heads up, people in Shorty's Discord, I probably won't be live tomorrow. I'm sleeping like crap because as soon as I lay down to try to sleep, I just start coughing like crazy. And then since I'm not getting any sleep, I just sleep right through my alarm and don't wake up. Last night, for the mentorship, we were just talking about entries based on volume profile or based on SR flips, support resistance flips. And then we also covered poor highs, poor lows, strong highs, strong lows. Let's check out TPO. We're going to have crazy single prints all over the place. So our previous day value low. Again, I'm not going to do this, but I'm telling you guys, I would recommend just putting poor low here. Okay. Excuse me, sorry. I'm going to use a separate line just slightly below it to mark my poor low. And then we have a spike on the M period. I don't know if I said this or not, but so people from Shorty's Discord, if you're interested, just DM me. Don't post in the... I mean, you can post in main chat or whatever, but you're going to get lost. So just DM me, and that way, after I finish this live, I'll add you to the group. I personally do not like to really chart these, but I'm going to put them on for you guys. This is our single prints. The reason I don't like to chart these is basically this is generally an area where price will move through it very quickly. And when I'm trading, I'm just kind of acutely aware of those areas when we're trading, around them. But we will throw them on the chart for you guys. All right. Let's look at EO. Yeah, it's selling off. To me, this is just no surprise. Again, hitting really key levels. Obviously, we need to break right now we're bouncing at the open. And then obviously, like for lower, we want to break the low here. But the first step would be to break below the opening candle here. And technically, like if you're following Trader Dale, this is a long, right? Actually, no, it's not. I take it back. If so let's just say this was our opening candle right here. Normally when you get like a big move like this and you come back to it, you would expect a bounce from there. And it's called like the open drive plus market open. And I was kind of confused for a second. I don't know why, but I was just thinking we were like bullish right out of the gate and this would be the spot to go long, but it's not. However, they are struggling to break that though. All right. Let's look at the big picture on SPY. I should add, with the way things are going right now, like this is so volatile due to news. It's kind of hard to chart with, our technical analysis. I'm going to delete this first. Actually, so I'm going to delete all of this. This was a short we took on the break of the flag here, and our target was the 2024 value area low. We came within like a point and a half of it. I'm going to consider that done. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete the targets on our flag here just to clean everything up, because we've already hit the targets that we were looking for. And so this is all old news that we just don't need on our chart. I would short the hell out of this or take puts or whatever if they give this to us. We'll talk about that when we look at SPY, but I would be short 2024 value area high. So basically, another day with massive volume. Slightly lower than Monday, but increased volume compared to Tuesday. And we can't really tell much from this candle. Basically a shaved bottom, shaved top, super bullish. I mean, that's all we can tell is it's super bullish. Like there's basically no wick on the bottom and there's no wick on the top. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. Let's see what news events we have tomorrow. So all of this is going to be huge pre-market. Core CPI, CPI month over month, CPI year over year, unemployment claims. And then after the market closes, England GDP month over month. Excuse me. So, like always, opening above our spike. Is very bullish. Opening in between. And then opening below would be bearish. If they give us this, very much interested in puts. For tomorrow, I think, again, it's really just going to depend what they do in the overnight session. But if we lose this, like if we open above our previous day value high, come inside, retest, we'd be looking for a short. I would probably be looking to close at the previous week value low. So this is the 80% rule setup, right? But when you have such a wide value area, it's not very likely that it's going to play out in one day. So when we get like news like this and we get a massive move, very, very unlikely that we do it in one day. And actually, now that I'm looking at how far this is, unlikely that we get this in one day. Give me a second here. I want to figure out a better target. I would watch for something through here. I think, again, kind of the same thing. If we clear this spike, we're going to be targeting probably the 2024 value rate high. I don't think it will happen in one day. Obviously, news can do it, but anything short of news, which CPI tomorrow is going to be big. So that could be the news that gets us up there. Could also be the news that brings us back lower. It's going to be kind of hard to, like I was saying at the beginning of the video, today's going to be hard to figure out, just based on levels, what they might be doing. Heavies, I do not smoke. No, hell no. So, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my inhaler, and then that'll probably help a lot with the coughing. I don't like to take medicine. That's really just the thing. Yeah, those Tessalon pearls don't really work for me. Every time I get sick, which is not very often, I'll end up with a cough for like a couple of weeks afterwards, and a lot of it is just, I think it's like airway restriction. Where if I just used, albuterol or whatever, it would open it up and wouldn't have as much turbulence when I'm breathing, and probably wouldn't cough as much because my throat wouldn't be as irritated, if that makes sense. But I don't really like to take medication. I don't like to take albuterol. It makes me feel all jittery. So, yeah, I mean, CPI is going to be huge tomorrow. I think we really need to kind of play this one off the cuff as it's happening live. It's going to be, we're going to need to know where we're opening. But these are going to be the key things that I'm watching. If we're opening below the spike, I would love a retest of the previous day value area high to go short. You could swing if this happens, and be targeting the previous day value area low. But I would give it at least, how big of a move is this? Yeah, I would want at least a week, if not two, on these contracts. Because we're looking at 40 odd points. But as a day trade, I would just take it and get out either August value area high. If you have a smaller account, lock in your profits. From there, I would target this range that we found. If CPI pushes us higher and we open, either between or above, if we open between, I would wait for us to get above the spike and preferably retest it. And then I would be targeting, and again, not in one day, but I would just play the levels that I have: September value area high, March value area high, July value area, low value area high. And I think eventually they would target the 2024 value area high. So again, this is going to be, news is going to play a big part in where we open tomorrow and how things look. I'll do my best to just kind of call things out live. If I'm awake, that's going to be the key. So little mind, because that's a massive level and it's going to be a good short. If we look at 2024 value area high, like we've never gotten a clean retest off of it. We've always kind of just like wick through whatever. Even here, maybe on lower time frames, we might have got a cleaner retest, but yeah, I don't see anything. It's just a massive level. They might go through it a little bit, but you would want to be swinging puts from here. Yeah, CPI can take it back through. And yes, exactly, Aaron. You're looking for sellers at the value area high. Looking for buyers at value area low. Again, that's not 100% steadfast rule that you can, live by, but it's a good rule of thumb to use when you're trading. All right. Anybody have any questions? Exactly, Emily. Let me just go through chat really quick. What's up, GG? Hey, what's up, Droppa? I didn't see you, bro. What's up, Raven? How you doing? What's up, Gage? How you doing, David Ryan? What's up, Jack? What's up, Charles? Bro, your name is Charles Watts. I'm sure you hear it all the time. Charlie Watts, right? Unfortunately, rest in peace. The drummer for the Rolling Stones. It was actually my uncle's best friend. Whoops. Yeah, Charlie Watts, my uncle's best friend. For people that don't know, this is my uncle, Bill Wyman, bass guitarist for the Rolling Stones. Right here. I'm sure most of you know my real name is Andrew Perks. I don't use the name Andrew, I go by Drew. Can't stand the name Andrew. And if you look up Bill Wyman's real name, Bill Wyman is a stage name, born William George Perks. My grandfather is also William George Perks. He was the oldest of 6 kids. So this is my dad's brother. Anyway, your name just made me think of family. Hey, what's up, Nora? What's up, Doji? What's up, Gigi? What's up, Rudy? Yeah, the run-up is bad. Drop a... Gregory saying that you need help. You missed out on all that money today. I still feel like there's no way to predict what would have happened with the news, but that's my opinion. Hey, what's up, Lisa? How you doing? What's up, Corey? What's up, Emily? What's up, Sabrina? What's up, Alan? What's up, Amy Dumapri? Hi, Chevys, or hi, sorry, Heavy Chevys. What's up, Alan? What's up, Jaquaza? Hey, what's up, Ace, the MC Ace? So, I try to go live Sunday through Thursday and cover, what I'm seeing for the next day on Spy specifically. And if I see option setups, I'll share them with people. And then also, like, my mentor, he'll go live a few times a week and he covers futures. And then generally on Sundays, like once or twice a month, we go over education. What's up, Elite Mark? What's up, Tony Gold? What's up, Anthony? How you doing? What's up, Dwayne? Doji, when I do previous weeks, I just do the week before. And then the only thing that I would do differently is if I have SIGs on weekly, then I would chart my SIGs on my weekly. So right now, yeah, you can't really do SIGs. Our value area low from the previous week is above, just barely, our current previous week value area low. So oh, thank you, Nora. Yeah, psychology is the most important part. Thank you, Gigi. You're crazy. Oh, that's awesome, Shelly. No worries, little mind. Jumpman, you're funny, bro. Jumpman said he knew we were hitting the bottom when the billionaires were weeping. What's up, Black Rose? What's up, KG? What's up, Professor X? What's up, Evangelos? Yeah, little mind. The bigger the time frame, the larger the levels are going to be. Doji, you could target the 2024 value area low, which is at 480. Gap fill to the upside. The gap is going to be here. 561.02-ish, give or take. Which is just a little bit above our 2024 value area high. But, yeah. Like I said, they might peek through it a little bit. What's up, MacMan? Elite Mark, my 2024 value area high is 559.36. What's up, Kay? What's up, Chris? Hey, Juan, dump it. I wish, man. I want more. Oh, nice. They're retesting the spike base. Oh, nice. So they lost the open here, and they lost the low of the current session here. That's good for bears. Alrighty. It doesn't look like we have any questions, so I'm going to call it here. I'm actually going to go take a nap because, like I said, I just haven't been sleeping good. And then I'm going to be up later tonight doing the mentorship thing with my friends. So those sessions are lasting right about an hour and a half, give or take. And we're doing them at 10:30 at night because that's the only time that me and my friend are free. He's a business owner, and so that's really just like the time that we have free, like after his kids go to sleep, and I'm not live here on YouTube or doing whatever else I do. I do a lot of stuff. I'm very busy, believe it or not. So, Marie, you can email me. But if it's regarding the what's it called? If it's regarding the why can't I English? If it's regarding that mentorship group, you're gonna have to get a hold of me through Discord, because that's the only way that I could add you to the group. And if that's the case, you can use this, basically just my name, Catching Rockets, all lowercase, no space, to find me on Discord. Just send me a friend request or just send me a message or whatever, or both. Go ahead, Aaron. The yeah, so anyway, we're keeping those group sessions small, about an hour and a half, bite-sized information. And again, just starting super basic. Might be very boring for some people, but when we get into it, it'll get more and more interesting. Aaron, I use the square or rectangle, and you would just draw it, single print, whatever, low to high. And then in the settings for the rectangle, you can check the middle line and it'll show up. That's how I do it. Yeah, Robert. I mean, Shorty's the GOAT. I wish I was even half as good as he is. But, yeah. Now I'm trying to look up what USCG is. Oh, the United States Coast Guard? Nice. Thank you for your service. I probably don't talk about it much, or definitely don't talk about it enough, but I have massive, massive, massive respect for all of our service members. And really appreciate the freedoms that we have thanks to all of our service members. It's preferable to have a 0 at the top, 1, if we're looking for downside, but it's not a have to. You know, they could eventually come back and clean it up like way later. But preferably, I'd like to have a 0 at the top. All right, so it looks like I've got all the questions answered. So with that said, I'm going to wrap this up. And like I said, I'm going to go take a nap before I fall over and die. As always, huge thanks to all the subscribers. Extra big thanks to the friends of the stream. And a big thanks to all the people that chit-chat, keep things interesting, ask questions, keep the conversation kind of going. And if you're new, I would love a subscribe. This channel's never going to be like, edited and polished and nice with catchy titles saying next stock going up 1,000%, because nobody actually knows that stuff. We do call out, some big moves, but I'm not going to try to use catchphrases to get people's attention. If you like the content, subscribe. If you don't like the content, I hope you find what you're looking for. And like I said, we'll go over SPY like 5 days out of the week, generally. We don't miss too many days. And then when possible, like call out trades on options. My mentor will cover futures generally about 2 or 3 times a week. And we also do classes teaching how to trade, teaching, what we look for on trades, things like that. Generally about once or twice a month. All right. So with that said, much love, much respect, everybody, and peace out. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.